Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. How are you? Hope you're great. I'm currently wearing a fabulous camel colored linen shirt from Show Me Your Moo, but I realize it's the same color as my hair. So I'm sure I look like I have no neck on the interwebs if you're watching this on YouTube. Anyways, how we doing? Got a little tickle in the back of the throat, so that's not great. That post-nasal drip's gonna really try and kill me. But we're gonna get into it. Was at a fabulous gay wedding this weekend. We did the most. We got voicemails to get into, and it feels good to be home. I told y'all last week, and I re-listened to the episode just to make sure that I wasn't completely self-indulgent. But I did get a lot of feedback that folks want to hear more about behind the scenes stuff. So I just want to make sure that I wasn't, being too niche about shit. But you guys all responded that you want to hear about what's going on behind the scenes and you want to know what's happening in the biz. So damn it, I'm going to share those stories with you. And also, why I fucking ask for anyone's opinion, I'll never know. Speaking of opinions, in my quiet time off, I've actually been staying off the internet for a fair amount. Like I'm doing my usual posting, whatever. But I haven't been like really dialed into the TikToks. I've been like kind of giving myself a mental break. And I have noticed this thing where, like, especially on Instagram Reels and TikTok, it is wild how fucking stupid we have gotten as a society. People won't even watch 10 seconds of a video before they want to chime in with their opinion. And I somehow get on like Copenhagen parenting TikTok, Nordic parenting TikTok, something about the Deutschland up there, like that whole area. I'm very into. However, they're raising their children. They leave their kids in a stroller outside in the sunshine. They don't take them into restaurants. None of the kids have iPads. They're all Montessori kids. I don't know why. It just speaks to my soul. It speaks to my creative inner child. I just feel like, you know what? I save these videos. I am not with child. I don't have a child cooking. I'm just saying in maybe a year or two, if I'm a parent, I might end up as a Montessori mom. Okay? I might be a Montessori mom. And I believe Montessori actually comes from an Italian. So a little fact check on that. I believe it is a Montessori Italian. I think it's an Italian style of teaching children. And that would make sense. And I have no internet. Okay. Anyways, trying to look it up, but it is what it is. Anyways, so I'm on the interwebs. And oh yeah, here we go. Maria Montessori was an Italian physician and educator. Well, there you go. Oh, wait, but she died in the Netherlands. She's from Italy and she died in the Netherlands. I didn't even do research on that before I just put that together. Do you see how that just made sense? Wow. She went to the University of Rome and she died in the Netherlands, which means she was a trailblazer. She took her ideas of letting children self-explore all the way up to the cold waters of the Netherlands, and that's why Copenhagen TikTok and Norway TikTok is a safe space to be in. But anyways, I digress. So I'm watching these videos. I don't know why. It's just kind of like my quiet moment on the internet. I can either watch hip hop world star women fighting, or I can watch, some nice Copenhagen moms in cozy cashmere sweaters. However, they all have dip in their mouth. That's a whole nother thing. But cozy cashmere sweaters, Havaiana flip-flops, which is bizarre, and then they leave their children outside to get some vitamin D. And I don't know why. I just feel like that's the kind of mom I'm going to be in. A little dip in the lip, a gorgeous, expensive cashmere sweater, some sort of clog, beautiful Scandinavian baby highlights. Every time I get my hair done, they're like, we got to give you the Scandinavian baby framed highlights. I'm like, hit me with it. And then my baby's just going to sit outside of Houston's. If they have a Houston's somewhere in the Netherlands, or if my baby's in Atlanta, my baby will sit outside of a Houston's or a Hillstone restaurant while I'm inside having a dirty martini and spinach dip. That's the kind of parent I feel like I'm going to be. Anyways, so I'm watching some of these videos, and it is wild to me how grown adults right now on the internet won't even watch 10 seconds of a video to get the answer that they need for the question that they're about to write in the comments. It is wild. And I hope this is making sense. But basically, you click on a video. I'm 40 seconds in. Great. They just answered the question that came to the top of my mind. And I go right to the comments. And someone's like, what do you do when it rains? I'm like, if you waited maybe 8.5 fucking seconds, you would see some Nordic woman being like, and obviously when it's raining outside, we bring the children inside. Like it is, I have no patience with the lack of patience that maybe it's American parents. Maybe it's just American internet people. I don't even want to call them parents. Listen, you're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to comment. The internet is an open forum. But the fact of the matter is you can always tell it's like an American woman named Cheryl. She's got a short pixie cut, not even a Karen. It's now a Cheryl. It's a whole new kit and caboodle. And she's commenting on questions. I'm like, Cheryl, maybe if you waited 8 fucking seconds before trying to, pepper this bitch who just uploaded a reel somewhere in Norway, you get your questions answered. It's called patience. Nothing makes me more crazy, and I'm ADHD, so I'm very aware of it. Like when you don't let somebody finish a thought and then you're asking them another question, like I try and be conscious of that. But man, the internet is the opposite of fucking patience. And I'm really getting annoyed with everyone's fucking opinions. Everybody loves to throw in their opinion. I heard this best the other day, like rich people don't throw in opinions. They just be. They just are. And that is such a good point, right? Rich people don't talk about money. They just have it. It's people who actually don't have an opinion talk about opinions. It's like if you don't actually have like a moral threshold to stand on, you're going to throw in your opinion. It's like, no, you don't actually live your life that way. You just want to yap on the internet. And you're all driving me fucking nuts. This one woman's been commenting on a lot of my things. I believe her name is Barb. She's got a blue check mark. I don't know how. Man, I put up a photo from this wedding this weekend. She was DMing me left and right. You're so self-absorbed. Why are you showing off your body? Yada, yada, yada. I said, bitch, I'm going to let me live, Barb. And I click on her photo. She's got one photo of her playing tennis. Pathetic. Give me 10. Barb, you're bragging about the tennis. Really, Barb? I'm out of my mind. Now that I have enough time to sit around and actually go through the DMs, they're starting to make me cuckoo. But let's get back to Montessori schools. I get it. What is the Montessori method in Italy? The Montessori method was founded in Italy by Dr. Maria Montessori, a physician and educator. She opened a school in Rome in 1907, supported by the principle that children can naturally absorb knowledge from their surroundings and self-direct their education through exploration. Well, damn it, if I ain't gonna be a Montessori mom. I know all these parents are driving your kids to a local elementary, and you're like, Heather, you have no fucking idea. And maybe this is a hill I'm going to die on. But right now, for my little creative brain, I think I'm probably going to have goobery children. Guys, just let's lean in. Let's lean in. I know I'm going to have kids that are giggly and just a little bit silly. And I know growing up, I always got yelled at for being a little bit silly. But you know what? Maybe my silly kids can go to one of those, outdoor wilderness schools. And I'm not talking about the one that they sent Paris Hilton to where they beat your children. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those schools where it's like you're outdoors all day and you're playing with worms and you take a nap on a log. I don't know. Sounds kind of fun. Actually, that does not sound fun. If my kids were really going to go to like an alternative school, it would probably be a school in like a Neiman Marcus. You got to eat at the little Neiman Cafe every day and get the popovers with that great little like raspberry butter that they serve. I've said this before, and I apologize for being redundant, but my grandmother used to send me to this Miss Manners school every summer with my sister, and it was behind the rug department in a Macy's. here in Atlanta. And I remember we get dropped off at the mall. We go through Macy's. And this is when Macy's used to be Rich's. Okay. Y'all know when Rich's and Macy's did a crossover. And I'd have to literally, at like 5 years old, I'd walk through this Macy's alone and I'd pull back the giant hanging rugs and I'd go through this secret door to go to my Miss Manners class. I shit you not. This is the kind of shit we did in the South. Unhinged, that your mom would drop you off. She'd pull up in the Saab. I'd get out of the Saab, which was a hatchback, little Sheba, if you know, you know. And I'd go through the Macy's by myself. That was a Rich's. And I'd pull away the rugs and I'd go to a Miss Manners school. We'd learn how to eat artichoke hearts, learn how to peel artichokes, how to drink tea, how to sit down, how to, set a table. I was 5. I mean, what did they think? I was going to date the King of England? Come on. I was a silly kid. But anyways, I don't know why. I was on Montessori TikTok the other day, and then people are chiming in, and all these people that I'm clicking on are assholes. And I got to be honest with you, if you're out there and you're a content creator making any sort of like how to deal with your kids if they do X, how to wean your kid off the iPad, healthy snacks you can make for your kids. Like if you're trying to do anything at all to help other parents out there, whether your information is horrible or it's grade A, more power to you. Because that is a tough place to be in. I still have people who find me and they don't realize that 99% of the things I'm saying are 100% sarcastic. And I get crazy DMs. I'm like, what? A quick Google. If you did a quick Google, let's Google. Let's see the first photo that comes up. Heather McMahan. Quick Google. It is me with 7 fucking chins sitting on the Today Show with an epic blowout. If you don't look at that photo and say, yeah, I'm not going to take her seriously. Okay, also, hold on. This thing says that my height is 5'5". Hold on. Wait a minute. I just did a quick Google search of myself. I have not done this in a long time. My birthday is correct. My height is 5'5". I am so aggressively upset about this right now. I am so upset. Wow. First of all, I would like to state for the record, I am 5'9.5", 5'10" on a thin day. If I've got heels on, it's 5'10.5". And the first thing that most people say to me, this is starting to make sense. Jeff and I have always found it a little odd when we meet people out in public, and the first thing that people say is, wow, you're both very tall. And people are shocked that Jeff is over 6 feet. The amount of women who have literally pulled me to the side and said, I thought you married a short king. I'm like, with that fucking head? No, he's 6'2". 6'3" if he's wearing one of my Manolos. Wow. Okay. Well, that's why. Also, it shows the photo of my husband on Wikipedia, but it is not my Jeff Daniels. It is the Jeff Daniels, star of the hit movie Dumb and Dumber and the fantastic series The Newsroom. So Wikipedia's got to get their shit together. Anywho, I don't know if anything that I said made sense about the people on the internet, but a lot of people have been chiming in on their opinions on things. And if you got people around you who are chiming in on their opinions on everything you do in your life, just tell them to cork it. I mean, I get this shit all the day, every day in the DMs. Oh, and then if I if my makeup looks beat, I'm immediately you got your lips done. I didn't get my lips done. Okay, I've got a Thrive Cosmetics lip liner that I overline. And I got a juicy Anastasia Beverly Hills juicy lip gloss on. Lay off me. The one fucking thing I have that I was born with was nice lips. And if I don't have a lip on, you lose the top one. So lay off me. I've had one iced coffee, and I was already pissed because I went to a new place around the corner from our office, and they too are on this fucking, I don't know what this kind of protest is towards almond milk. But again, great spot. And I went in there to get my breakfast sandwich, and I got all excited. And I said, I'll take an iced Americano. They said whole or oat. We have been down this road. I did a whole fucking podcast episode about this shit. And I said, what happened to the almond? They said, we took it away. I said, wow, this is how it starts. This is how it starts. So I did a whole milk, and my tummy doesn't feel great. And if I shit myself, I want you to know I saw it coming. But you can't do the oat milk with the rapeseed. I think it's grapeseed. No, it's rapeseed. A very aggressive seed oil. What is rapeseed oil? I think I did this last time, but rapeseed oil. Oh, it says it's pure oil, so it contains no protein or carbohydrates. Okay, well, it says it's not that bad. Either way, I don't like the name. Okay, I don't like it. It's a vegetable oil. Also terrible for you. No. Okay, what is the healthiest oil? Obviously olive, and then avocado. I don't know what it is, and it's just funny every time I open these new requests for the DMs. It's somebody saying something a little fucking kooky, or someone chiming in on an opinion. They see like a throw pillow in the back of a video, and they want to tell me they don't like it. I'm like, hey, Cheryl, I dare you to let me just get a quick peek of what your fucking sitting room looks like, and I will rip it to shreds. I bet you got a barn door. Okay? I already know you got a bench at the dining room table, so I'm not coming over for dinner. I bet you just installed shiplap, and we all said it went out of style 5 years ago. And I don't claim to be Marie Antoinette, okay? I don't understand antiques. I don't invest in Persian rugs. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a new money bitch. But I know how to, buy a fucking photo on Etsy, slap a gold frame on it, and make it look cool. And I come over to your house, and I'm getting Z Gallery vibes. I said it. Actually, I used to love Z Gallery. Dude, remember in 2011 when Z Gallery came out with all of those, everything was mirrored coffee table, mirrored side dresser. Everything was like that reflective mirror. And you couldn't put a fucking drink on it. You couldn't put a delicate glass of water in a crystal vase next to your bed at night, because that thing was going to crack. And if the top layer of the nightstand cracked, then the whole thing was fucking ruined. I mean, that was a cut finger waiting to happen, but we had to have it. Dude, I loved a Z Gallery. But Cheryl, I won't even give Cheryl Z Gallery. Z Gallery's more progressive. Somebody who shops at Z Gallery is definitely voting for women's rights. This gal's hitting a rooms to go. And actually, I like rooms to go. I don't even want to throw them under the bus. Rooms to go is kind of great. I don't know. It's going to come to me. And when it does, it'll make sense. You know what I mean? Wow, I'm upset. My ADHD brain is really bouncing all over the place today. And I'm upset that this says I am 5'5". Dude, I am taller than that. Anywho, all right, I'm rambling. Let's get into the wedding. We had a phenomenal wedding. Shout out to our dear friends Jenny and Bess. Gorgeous, stunning, power lesbian couple. That was another thing that really threw me off. I posted a photo of my girlfriend Jenny and her stunning model of a husband. Wow, model of a father, and he's in a white dinner jacket. She's in her gorgeous gown, and I post a photo of them, tag them. And so many people thought that was her husband. And that was it. People were chiming in. I'm like, no, she's not marrying a 70-year-old. She's marrying a woman. I was just piping back. But no, shout out to Jenny and Bess. Beautiful couple. And I got to be honest with you. I've definitely been to a lot of gay nuptials, but seeing two brides up there, really beautiful. There's something very powerful about two stunningly gorgeous women with a soft Hollywood wave, a gorgeous pinky lip, a deep cleavage cut, and some fucking tulle and twill and glitter that just set something off in my heart. And I felt a tingle. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a gay tingle or just a joy tingle. I don't know. But seeing two stunning women getting married set my heart ablaze. You know, and I've said this before. I've never been with a woman, but if eventually when Jeff decides to go be with the Lord, I think I'm probably done with guys. And I'm not shitting on the guys. I'm not saying that. I love men. You know what I mean? I've always been very sexually attracted to them. But I think later on in life, I think it makes a lot of sense. You know, live with your gal pal. Women help each other. We know how to divide and conquer. We're inherently a lot less selfish than men. Like, I adore my husband. He's my buddy. But if I got to then, go find another man to then have to take care of his ass or let him, talk him through medical situations where he won't listen to my advice, but then he'll go to his chiropractor and his chiropractor will tell him what's wrong, and then he'll come home and be like, oh, you're never going to believe what Mike told me. I'm like, I can't do it. Speaking of which, Jeff comes home this morning. Hold on. And he's got this little hump on the back of his neck. I told him 2.5 years ago, Jeff, you got a little hump. I'm pretty sure this is a muscular thing. I think we can fix this. Well, he comes home from seeing Dr. Malucci, and he goes, babe, you're never going to believe this. Dr. Malucci said, I got this hump. Oh, So my husband comes home from the doctor today, and he's like, you're never going to believe this. Dr. Malucci says I got one of those humps on the back of my neck, but it's easily fixable. It's from crouching over. I said, Jeff, I told you had that 2 years ago. He's like, well, Dr. Malucci confirmed. I basically have a doctorate from the Mayo Clinic after all the shit that I've been through medically. But of course, a man's got to hear it from another guy. And I said, oh, okay. Malucci told you. And what did he say? He goes, I got stretches to do. I got to order this thing. I got to do a castor oil pack. And you got to hit me with the Hypervolt, the Hyperice right at the neck. And I said, I have been telling you to do all of these things for the last 2 years. And you don't listen. But I'm glad a man told you, and I had to walk out of the house. I had to walk out of the house. And that's no hate or shade to my boy, Maluch. But that I had to walk out of the house. So all I'm saying is, I was at a lesbian wedding. There were other lesbians there that I definitely felt like were picking up the energy I was putting out. I was looking at a couple gals going, not now. 40 years, 35. Take my number. We'll all convene, live on a cul-de-sac. We don't even have to do anything sexual. I mean, we can, but we don't have to. We could just have a nice cucumber garden. No pun intended there. We could just have a nice little vegetable garden. We could go rollerblading at dusk. Make paellas together. I just think it'd be nice to be in a community of women where we're all just helpful and have a calm energy. The reason women get nuts is not because of other women. It's because of men. Girlfriends go crazy and psycho on their boyfriends because they make us nuts. There's a whole series called Snapped on the Women's Network. It's a show dedicated to wives murdering their husbands because they made us crazy. You hang out with a bunch of lesbians, the vibes are chill. They're tinkering around. You know what I mean? They're just doing the damn thing. Yeah, do women also drive me nuts? Sure, but at least I know how to be like, settle down, go have a Chardonnay. That's why women get crazy. And then I also saw this TikTok that was like, men only respond to negative reinforcement from women. So be a bitch to men and they will come crawling back. I'm like, that is so complicated. That is so annoying. No, I want to send a nice lesbian a bouquet of flowers and some crumble cookies and see if she'll call me back. My girlfriends and I, we all sit around and say this. We all love our husbands dearly, but I think I'm married for love. I'm in it for love, and then I'll be scissoring for fun. You know what I mean? That's how I think we all feel. Episode title right there, scissoring for fun. But we had a great time. So shout out to Jenny and Bess for a beautiful wedding. We tore it down. We had a late night at Yeppa. And for those of you who are a little confused, Yeppa is owned by the same owners who own Storico Fresco. Yeppa is just our new spot. And they're opening other Yeppas all around town, but I haven't cheated on Storico Fresco. Those are my people. It's just this is the new restaurant concept. So obviously I go to Storico to get my cacio pepe, but I go to Yeppa to get the shrimp skewers. You feel me? Thank you. Speaking of shrimp skewers, I got to get to Italy. Dude, I am itching. I'm trying to go to Sardinia. I think we're gonna go end of June, July. We're planning the Italy trip right now. I'm itching. I realized why I was really getting cuckoo the other day. I told you last week I was tinkering around. I'm touching things. I'm on Crate and Barrel. I'm putting shit in carts. I'm walking away. I'm pussying out. Like I'm just really sitting in a level of, again, unsatisfaction with my own shit, which is stupid. Like, when are we going to get to a point where we can just be happy and sit in the space that we're in and not constantly have to be changing things? There was like an unsettling feeling in my tummy all week, and I realize it's just because I don't know what the next thing is. But I am really working on being okay with just fucking chilling out. Sorry, guys. I have postnasal drip, and it's fucking killing me. But I have been tinkering around, and every time I go to the internet for some sort of design inspo, I just end up on some villa account on Lake Como, and that's what I need. I mean, look, if you can see in the background, if you're watching on the YouTubes, on every single one of my vision boards is a house in Italy. I'm pointing at one across the office. There's one there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have Italian houses. That's what I want. I would just really like everybody while you're driving in your Chryslers right now, just to really manifest and send some good energy. That we can do something. We've had a lot of success, but that we can do something to afford a home in Italy. Because that's where mama would thrive. I mean, I have the words on my vision board, the Italian sense of beauty. That's what I want. I just want a villa. When shit goes to hell in a handbasket, my ass is going to be somewhere in Tuscany in a villa, eating arancini and a little prosciutto di Parma, drizzling my body in olive oil, laying in the sun, not getting a burn, because even the sun over there is more pure. It's where I feel good. It's where I thrive. I took an allergy test a while ago at the ENT, and they said I was allergic to Bermuda grass, Georgia red oak, and pollen. Well, I'm in the wrong fucking state for that. I got that good Bermuda grass, all right? I pay my gardener top notch. But I'd love to be in Italy right now. I'm itching. I'm really itching. Hold on, I gotta drink this shitty Americano I'm so pissed about. It's too acidic. When you drink an iced coffee and it either tastes like Worcestershire sauce or it tastes like doo-doo. This is a mixture of both. But this place has great breakfast sandwiches, so I'm really torn. I don't know how we started from, let me tell you about my friend's wedding, to I am going to put my children in a Montessori school, to I hate people on the internet, and to I'm 5'5" and Wikipedia needs to fix it, to I will most likely, build a cul-de-sac for other lesbians when we get older, to here I am, I need y'all to start a GoFundMe so I can buy a house in Italy. Here's the thing. If you were to send me money for this said home in Italy, I would let you visit. Or I would at least send you postcards. So I'm just saying. But I've been on the Italian side of the internet. I'm looking up like secret beach spots in Sardinia. I've called the people from our favorite hotel in the Amalfi and been like, listen, I know it's $5,000 a night, but what do you say we do a deal? They're like, no, why? Why would we do a deal with a fat American? Like, this is why I love Italians, because they don't give a fuck. I go over there, y'all, I don't get a discount. I don't get a free night stay. No one cares. And it is so pure, and I love it. You know, here in the States, I can do deals. I can stay at nice hotels. I post about it, whatever. That's the nature of the game, all right? It's marketing. Italy needs no marketing. They don't give a shit. The only way I've stayed at 90% of these insane hotels is on credit card points. Shout out to Brian Kelly. Because, you know, I spend all my money on the road while I'm touring. I rack up that Amex. I call Amex and they're like, hey, we can get you, you can stay at this place on your Amex points. So I've already technically spent the money. But right now, I've spent about, all of the Amex points. So I was tinkering around looking in the garage for some more under, in a cabinet or something. Jeff said, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking for Amex points. We got to go to Italy. And like Amalfi right now is so expensive to go to. And I'm like DMing this hotel like, I'll show you my boobs. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll shoot content for you. They're like, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, cheapest room is not cheap. So I don't know. Would really appreciate a GoFundMe for my Italian adventure. I'll figure it out. I'll finagle it. Don't you worry. You know what I mean? My middle name is Hustle McMahan. Heather Kyle Hustle McMahan. But that's why it's so great. Because when I go to Italy, I really soak it in. Because I'm not doing content. I'm not doing nothing but sitting my fat ass on a gravelly beach in some sort of gorgeous chaise lounge. And if you've ever been to Europe, you know they've got the best sunbeds. All the sunbeds have this little extra little awning that comes over and just perfectly shades your face. That's why the Italians get so dark. I mean, yeah, they got the Mediterranean skin tone, but they have that perfect sunshade because the number one reason why you can't lay in the sun is because your head gets hot. But they got that perfect little sunshade that just sits delicately over your skull. And you could lay out there for hours eating fresh calamari, having a little arancini, a little slice of pizza. You may not shit for 2 weeks, but you feel incredible. And every day I do a glass of white wine at about noon. Then I hit an Aperol Spritz. Then we do another white wine before dinner. Then I'm hitting a little shot of espresso after lunch. And then it is red wine and go time all night. And that's where I thrive. I feel like I probably could have just called Anne-Marie and told her all these things instead of putting it on a podcast. I was like, I'm going to come in here today so opinionated. I have things to say, lessons to be learned. And I'm over here begging y'all to pay for my vacation. Wow. Speaking of vacations, I would just like to tell everybody, if you are going on a vacation, definitely check if it's a Boeing. And I know there have been plenty of memes on the internet. Oh, is it a Boeing? What I'm really genuinely asking, though, is it a Boeing? You know, the second Boeing whistleblower got the axe, and that is Sketchy McGee. And you know, I dabble a little bit with hold on. I don't want to say the truths because I don't know if they're truth, but it is a little sus. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to realize that the two guys who said that Boeing was being held together with literally some duct tape and a fucking prayer, that they are mysteriously dead. You don't think that's a little sus? I see what you did there. You know what I mean? Okay. Also, just so y'all know, I used to be into conspiracy theories and I kept them very quiet to myself for a long time. And then QAnon came out and I was like, wow, y'all really ruined it for everyone. And now I'm completely on the other side, but now I'm kind of coming back. It's like a weird hamster wheel. You know what I mean? I'm like, send me the videos. Send me the videos. I want to see if the royal family turns into reptiles. Send me the videos, and people who are like, don't believe a single conspiracy, you're like, all right, you're actually closed-minded. Well, us Montessori moms, we believe that the royal family might also be reptilian. I'm just saying, if you're not taking a gummy at night and you end up on that side of the algorithm of the internet, then what are you doing? Come on, be silly. giggle a little bit. Oh my God. When people are like, it's completely out of the realm that anybody is a shapeshifter. I'm like, is it though? Is it though? Okay. I'm just saying, have I ended up on Antarctica TikTok where like they compare it to the North Wall on Game of Thrones? And it kind of makes sense. Like, do I think that there's aliens down in Antarctica? Yeah, for sure. We already know that the aliens are about to make a visit. Do I think that they probably put that storyline of the White Walkers in Game of Thrones to like, probably ease the blow when they show up next week? Yeah. Does it make me giggle? For sure. Am I still going to go to Italy this summer? I am. Like I tried to do lazy girl prepping one time and I did Instacart Costco. And Jeff was like, why did a guy just show up with a flatbed truck with like 3 years worth of dog food and water and peanut butter and like almond flour? Like if a nuclear bomb goes off and we have to live in the bunker, I'm apparently staying gluten-free because I only got almond flour. You know what I mean? Didn't get pasta. It's like we're paleo in the apocalypse. We are doing a paleo apocalypse. And I was like, Jeff, I don't know. I was high last night. And then I, ended up on prepper TikTok and I realized we don't have a well. We live on the river, but we don't have a well. But it's like, you know what I mean? I believe it for like half an hour and then I'm like lazy about it. That's the problem. That's the problem. But some of y'all are like, none of those things are real. Well, then you also are not fun. It's fun to sit around at a dinner party and take gummies and to hypothesize on the royal family being lizards. That's fun. Okay? I watched The Crown now with a whole new perspective. Also, I'm kidding. I don't know if they are lizards, but if they are, I saw it coming. Can't wait to get actual people who DM me after they listen to this episode and they are furious about this. Can't wait. I love it. This is what I do. This is why I do this for a living. I should just call my friends and let all of these intrusive thoughts be inside thoughts. But instead, I put it on a large public platform, which is an international podcast that will live in time and space forever. And that, my friends, is why I am a huge liability. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, but back to Boeing. Yeah, that's fucking sketchy. I don't want to hear it. That is sketchy. Something's happening. And here's the problem. I told you idle hands are the devil's work. I got a little time off right now. And while I'm, carving out time to plan my Italian vacation, I also have a little time to, I don't know, be a truth seeker. No, I can't even say that. Be serious. I just have a little time. Maybe I'll start an adjacent podcast, an additional podcast where I'm finding the answers to some of these things. Watch out, Alex Jones. Your girl's coming. I'm kidding. He's insane. Nothing makes me laugh harder though than sending my husband gifts or video clips of Alex Jones where he's just like jacked up and sweaty, screaming about Bohemian Grove. And Jeff's like, I asked you what you wanted to do for dinner. And then you sent me this video about him screaming about adrenochrome. I'm like, let's fucking go. Meanwhile, I'm actively trying to get Jeff to understand that he has a hump on his neck and he won't listen to me, but I've taken photos of it. Like the physical evidence is there. You know what I mean? Jeff could have a horn growing out of the middle of his fucking forehead. He sees it in the mirror. I've taken photos. Other people have chimed in, but unless a man tells him it is 100% in fact a horn, he will not listen to him. And that is why I will end up scissoring this woman named Cheryl who keeps bullying me on the internet. That's all I'm saying. It's all full circle. This is the probably worst episode I have ever recorded in the history of this podcast. I just want y'all to know I have a little bit of a sore throat and this is what's making me giggle right now. So just fucking let me live. All right, let's get to the voicemails. As always, you can call in 800-213-7503. The Absolutely Not line. I want to know what you guys have been up to. I want to hear what your summer plans are. I want to know how the kids' graduations have been going on. You know what I mean? I went to my first preschool graduation the other day. Hands down, the most entertaining thing I have ever been to. Shout out to the teachers. I won't say the preschool because I know there's probably perverts on the internet, but shout out to the teachers running this program. I mean, the kids sang, this was at a Presbyterian preschool, this little light of mine, Jesus, you're my firm foundation. They were doing all the hits. And I'll tell you what, these kids got up. So it was like 4-year-old youth group, 5-year-olds, and then I guess 6-year-old, you go to kindergarten. So it was like it was 4 and 5-year-olds, I believe. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. And, and so the kids would get up, say their name, and then the teacher would read what they want to be when they got older. One kid gets up. My name's, Isabel. I'm 4 and I want to be a mermaid. The crowd goes wild. Let's go, Isabel. Like the more obscure the job was, the more outrageous, outlandish the dream of this perfect little child was, the crowd got crazier. One kid wanted to be a ninja. I think his name was Tyler. He was like 4.5, kind of ginger. I didn't have the heart to break it to him. Probably was not going to be able to be a ninja because a ninja, you got to hide. You know what you see sticking out of a bush? A redheaded kid. Sorry, Tyler. I don't think it's in the cards for you. But regardless, he's like, I'm Tyler. I'm 4.5 and I want to be a ninja. And the crowd's like, let's go. And then this sophisticated, adorable 5-year-old little Indian boy gets up. He's in a 3-piece linen suit. I'm talking, he's got the button, the vest. He's got the pants perfectly tailored, a nice pair of white little boat shoes, crisp collar, and he gets up. He says his name, and then he's like, and I want to be the Prime Minister of India. This kid was 4.5. People went nuts. Let's go, Raj. Let's go. His dad was losing it. I'm taking videos. I didn't post any of it online because, these are people's children. And that sounds creepy that I just have videos of these kids telling us their dreams. I'm not a weirdo, I promise. But either way, it was just so funny. And, I said, when the little girl said, I'm Isabel and I want to be a mermaid, I screamed, they're real. I did. One thing I do believe, the mermaids, they're out there. Now, every time I look up, are mermaids real on TikTok, is it always kind of a grainy video? Sure. Have we ever gotten a perfectly clear shot of a mermaid? We have not. Do I feel it in my Pisces heart that they're out there? I sure do believe it. I have also ended up on adult mermaid TikTok, which is just grown women that wear tails. They wear fins. They have these mermaid things that you slip on like a little pair of Spanx, and they flap and flip around in public pools. That, I do believe, might be a mental illness, but also if you're not hurting anybody else. You know what I mean? Live your aerial truth. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, if you get a chance to go to a preschool graduation, jump on it. And if you don't have any children, if you have no connection to any child at that preschool, please do not show up uninvited because that we will call the police. Okay? Don't just show up. Only unless, if your nephew's having a preschool graduation and your sister says, hey, do you want to come? You go. I just want you to know I'm giving it the seal of approval that those are really outrageously entertaining spectacles to see. And a tight program, 30 minutes, in and out. I laughed my ass off hearing what all these kids wanted to do. We were cheering these kids on, getting them hyped. And then we were at a cantina having tacos and cheese dip, having some nice queso in, I'd say, 33 minutes flat. It was fantastic. So, if you get an invitation to a graduation, go. Only 5 and under, though. I don't want to hear what a second grader has to say. Boring. But no, I would love next week, as these graduations are coming around, if you guys could call in, tell me any of your absolutely nots, absolutely yeses for the end of the school year. I know all of my girlfriends who have young kids are absolutely sweating and panicking this week because they know that school is out for summer. I mean, the moms already got the camps lined up. They got the swim lessons. It's like none of my friends are ready to just like have the kids in the house. And I don't blame them. On Montessori TikTok, it says just take them out to the woods, give them some granola and a compass, and let them survive. But that's all I'm saying. Or do what my mom did every summer, drop me off outside of a Riches/Macy's and said, go find the lady holding a silver platter full of canapes and ask her to teach you the ways of the world. That's what I did. All right. Anyways, we're going to get to the voicemails. As always, you can call in 800-213-7503. Let's get to the first voicemail.
Hey, Heather. Real quick message. Going to try to keep this as short as possible.
Thank
I'm going
God.
to keep myself anonymous, but I am going to let you know my absolutely not. And that's my husband kissing his parents on the lips. He is 34 years old. I am 32 years old. We've been married for a couple of years now, and he kisses his parents on the lips. There's no other way to say it. There's no right way around it. For me, it is an absolutely not. It's cringe times 10. I mean, just like seeing your husband kiss another person on the lips is strange. And then to add another layer to that, it's his parents. Yes, I have asked him to stop. And every time when he's saying goodbye to them, he still kisses them on the lips. And I will say to him, you did it again. You kissed on the lips. And he will say, no, I didn't. And I'm like, you just kissed your mom on the lips. And he's like, oh, okay. But it's never ending. It never stops. I don't know if he's just avoiding it, admitting it, or if he doesn't realize he's doing it his whole life. And I know that I married him.
Yeah.
I know that I chose this for myself. I knew he kissed his parents before we got married, but it was something we talked about before we got married and was going to stop, and it still hasn't stopped. And now I'm basically married to Peyton Manning, and not in a good way. So that's my absolutely not. I hope you have some thoughts on this, and thanks. Love and light.
Okay, I think you meant Tom Brady. That he's the one who kisses his kids. All right. Well, here's the thing. You said a couple key phrases here. You're like, I know I married this man. This is what I feel like all of us at the end of the day feel and recognize. And the good thing is you're self-aware. You know that you actively made this decision to, spend your life with this person who does a little kisses with his parents on the lips. Okay. I got to figure out, I'll be honest with you. For some reason, I don't think it's weird if women do it. I do think it's a little weird if the boys do it. Like I gave my mom a kiss the other day and we kind of accidentally touched lips and neither of us felt weird about it. Like she came in, I turned my head, mwah. I don't know why. I didn't feel weird about it. I never kissed my dad did I kiss my dad on the lips? Yeah, I probably did. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just felt like we were also a very touchy-feely family. We always grew up, everybody gives kisses, but not on the lips. My dad would never force anybody to kiss him on the lips. That was not like, come over here and kiss daddy on the lips. It was none of that. But we were a huggy. I mean, I would still, if my dad was alive, I'd still sit in his lap and just be like, Dad, and scratch his beard. I probably need to see somebody about some of this. But regardless, it is odd that your husband is kissing his parents on the lips. Is he Italian? The Italians, we do the side to side, but you never go full lips. I don't know. That is odd. That is odd to me. But you were self-aware enough to say, I know I chose this. And you brought it up to him a couple times. Is it an absolutely not that he's going tongue to tongue with his mother? It sure is. Are we going to be glass half full about the situation? We are. Because remember I said at the beginning of this episode, we're all getting too complaining. We're all bitching at each other about too much shit. Let's just find something to be happy about. Let's be happy that your husband has a good relationship with his parents. Now, I don't know if you like the in-laws. If they're nasty to you, then I'm calling the authorities. I'll call his place of work right now and say, you need to look into this because this guy, oh, you thought you hired Mark from accounting? He's tongue to tongue with his mom. Like, I'll say something weird and I'll say it immediately. If these people are lovely to you, I think you gotta let it go. And I don't know what's worse, him kissing the dad on the lips or the mom on the lips. Because the mom might make you a little jealous, it's another broad, but the dad, that's a whole new set of feelings and emotions. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is you've said it to him multiple times and he doesn't believe it. Okay, look at where we just came full circle. You got to get a guy to say it. Just like Jeff didn't believe he had a weird hump on the back. You got to get a guy to say it. This is what you're going to do. Figured it out. You're going to call one of his buddies, okay? And not one of his buddies who razzes him a lot. Because then he'll be like, oh, whatever, that's fucking Chase. Chase always is on my dick. Chase is always like teasing me. No. You got to find like one of his kinder, softer friends. You're going to pay him $200, okay? Or you'll just say, hey, I'll keep a secret from your wife. Just let me know what you need. I got your back. And you need to invite him over to the next holiday, whether it's Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Have him swing by, drop off a ham. It doesn't matter. This isn't, you need to make it seem authentic, but you need to perfectly time it where he's going to either see a greeting or a salutation. So either he's dropping off a Thanksgiving ham, just happens to be there when the parents show up, and he witnesses the kiss. And then the guy has to say, hey, dude, I love your parents and all, but do you still kiss your dad on the lips? And he has to say it. And then your husband's going to go, oh, fuck, I didn't even realize I did that. That is exactly how the conversation is going to go. I didn't mean to do that. That was fucking weird. Another man has to gently say that he has observed the tongue to tongue with the parents. That is the only way your husband is going to absorb that this is making other people uncomfortable. Because remember, 90% of the time with men, they have to hear it from another man because they don't believe us. That is exactly what you're going to do. Hey, next holiday, 4th of July is coming up. Memorial Day is coming up. That's what you're going to do. Invite the in-laws over for the BBQ. Bring over the friend who's funny, but not a pain in the ass. Because every group of guys has, I asked my husband, he's got like his group of besties, but there's always one guy that's always up his ass. They always razz each other a little too aggressively. Well, then you make sure it's not that guy. Because he's like, oh, whatever. Fucking Chase is always on my ass. He's always making fun of me. Whatever. Fuck him. You know what I mean? And that's like their weird kind of homoerotic love language between the two guys. Whatever. You got to get the more quiet guy in the group to chime in. And if he pulls your husband over and he's just, very casually holding a Modelo or, some sort of alcoholic seltzer, and he's just like, hey, dude, what's the deal? You still, you still wet kiss your dad? Like, what's up with that? Then it's not threatening. And then he's going to be embarrassed because one of the boys saw him kissing on his mom, and then it's going to stick in there. Y'all, anytime, ladies, if you're listening to me, anytime you need to get an idea across to your husband, you find the one gentle warrior in the guy group. And if you're a straight man listening to this right now and you want to make a little quick cash side hustle, call all of your girlfriends and say, what do you need me to get across to your husbands? Okay? We could start a full fucking business. Actually, this is how we're going to pay for the vacation in Italy this summer to the 7-star resort in Amalfi that I'd love to go back to, is I'm going to be the broker. Okay? I'm going to essentially be it's like almost like a bookie. No, it's not a bookie. Well, you're putting money on it. So regardless, I'm going to broker the deal in between. So maybe, I don't know, you're like, we need to fortify the deck. We need to work on the foundation of the deck because if not, the kids are going to fall through the slats. And your husband's like, it's fine. It's fine. You call me and I'll find a guy who just happens to be lurking in your backyard with a crisp, cool Coors Light. And then he's going to be the one who gets the message back to your husband. Bam. And they said I would never be an entrepreneur. I'm fucking chock full of ideas. Sometimes I'm so good at this shit, it's actually painful. There you go. What are we going to call this business? We're going to call it Okay Dave. That's what we're going to call it. It's called Okay Dave. Tina's going to get the website and the LLC going because that's what everybody's response to their husbands is like, okay, Dave. Okay. Yeah, great. Okay, Dave. Right? It's like what I say to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, I think we need to get new windows in the back. They're fine. The windows are fine. What do you know? Our gardener said, hey, I think that one specifically needs to be replaced. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Dave told me that it needed to be replaced. Okay, Dave. Okay, I'm listening to you. So that's all I'm saying and maybe we start this on the Heather 911 Facebook group where everybody gets together and we can help each other out. But we really need the nice guys in the guy friend group to step up to the plate. You guys can make a lot of cash on the side, hustling, wheeling and fucking dealing. All I'm saying is this is going to benefit everybody. We get our message across. We plant the seed of what we need done around the home, what needs to be fixed. This is how we all win. It's safe, it's secure, and it's not hurting anybody. But just planting a little seed with the men in our lives that they heard it from a guy instead of hearing it from a gal. I'm just saying. All right, let's get to the next voicemail. I'm sweating so bad. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Hey, Heather, it's your girl Maggie from Canada. Sorry, I paused there. I have an absolutely not for you, and it is friendship breakups. I am going through a friendship breakup right now with my best friend of 27 years who just stopped talking to me and basically ghosted me, which is super awkward because we work together in the same room at a job that I got for her. So I went off on medical leave because I've been dealing with a bunch of stuff for 5 months, and guess who never checked on me? My best friend. So now I'm back at work, and she is no longer talking to me. She's made a new best friend in the office, and they just talk to each other and whisper and giggle all the time, and I'm awkwardly sitting in the corner trying to find a new job. So absolutely not to that, to somebody that you thought was like a sister to you, the only person you had in your wedding party, all of that stuff. It's fucking heartbreaking, and it's absolutely terrible. And apparently she doesn't give a crap. So absolutely not to bad best friends and friendship breakups because they're the effing worst. Thanks. Love you, Heather. Bye.
All right, I know exactly what you're going to do. One, I want you to know I'm so sorry about this. But two, you're going to fuck with her, okay? You're going to sit at your cubicle at work. You're minding your business. You haven't made eye contact with this woman for 48 hours because she hasn't given you any eye contact. And you're just going to pretend like you have a winning lotto ticket. I don't know if you guys play the lotto in Canada, but I want you to sit there. I want you to somehow come up with a fake ticket. And I want you just to be at your desk, right? So where she's in eyesight where she can see you're like scratching something or whatever, you're checking a lotto number, you're just going to all of a sudden get a phone call. Or if you don't want to pretend like you're actually doing a scratch off, if you want to be even more like mysterious about it, you're just like, oh my God, 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 oh. And then you have like one coworker be like, what's going on? You're like, I can't, I got to call my attorney. Oh my God. And you just grab your stuff and run out of the office. And everyone's like, what was Emily freaking out about? What was that? What was that? And then your friend's going to obviously be concerned, like, what was that? She seemed really happy. Because here's the thing. Your friend thinks that you're unhappy right now. I don't know what was going on with you medically. You know what I mean? I hope you're okay. But she probably thinks that you're like, down in the dumps over some sort of medical situation. But you're going to tease that you just won the fucking lotto. And you see if this bitch calls. Hey, I heard you got some good news at the office. Wanted to check in. Hope you're good. No, you run out of that office. If you're already quitting the job anyways because you don't want to be around this cunt anymore, then you pretend you just won the fucking lotto. I'm talking mega millions. But you don't tell anybody. You just get really excited and you probably wait till you've already gotten a new job. Or like wait till the day you're going to give them your 2 weeks. Right? So give yourself some cushion. Don't do this tomorrow. But you wait, and it's got to be, the acting skills have to be on point. It's got to be oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, whoa. And you got to act. And then you got to grab your purse and you got to get the fuck out of that office. You're like, guys, I can't talk. I just got the best news of my life. And you got to run. And you got to run out the door. They need to be looking out the window of that office and they see you running to your Subaru. That's how fucking excited. And maybe because you know the entire office is going to be looking down to see what you're so excited about, maybe you do a jump, you do a leap right before you get the keys out for the Subaru. And maybe you put your hands to the sky and you're like, we did it. Or like, I never have to worry about a fucking buying a boat ever again. Just yell out something that sounds rich. And then you get in your car and you peel out. And then you never return to that office. That's the thing. You got to wait till you already have another job locked in. And you leave a sense of mystery, wonder. She's going to be so jealous. She's not going to know what it is, but you want everybody in that office to start a rumor that you won the lotto. And I'm talking mega fucking millions. We're not talking about, we won $1 million. That'll be gone tomorrow. And you always want to take the lump sum. You want to take it after taxes. So what? You're looking at $400K. You know what I mean? You can't really buy a boat. You can't buy the kind of boat that's going to make a friend of 27 years jealous. So I'm saying you gotta know though. So here are your two options. You either pull her aside and say, hey, can we talk? And use your words like an adult and communicate your feelings and say what's going on. Because to me, anytime there is a problem in your adulthood, it is 99.9% of the time due to miscommunication. I didn't understand you. I took it the wrong way. You said something that hurt my feelings. We got to be better at communicating. Any problem in my marriage I can usually fix because we haven't communicated properly on it, okay? Like when you really boil down all the problems of the world, it's because we can't communicate, okay? Just saying. Blanket statement. And also the Royals are lizards. Anyways, so you can either be adult about it and pull her aside and just say, I'd like to talk. Or you go the complete opposite and you make everyone think that you've won the lotto. And then you disappear and you never fucking see these people again. Okay? You buy a fake Birkin off a DH gate and you always have it in your car in case you're walking into a restaurant and you see one of your old coworkers and you grab that Birkin. Okay? You still drive the same Subaru. It's a little fake it till you make it. But you buy a fake Birkin and you make everybody think you won the Mega Millions. And then see if she calls you back. Oh, and if she does, say, sorry, bitch, can't hear you. I'm on the chopper. And you just play a fake helicopter sound in the background, and then you click. So either A, be an adult, tell her how you feel, and communicate those feelings, or B, pretend you won the lotto. Okay, we got time for literally one more, and then we got to get out of here.
Hey, Heather. 3 Atlanta girls here with an absolutely yes for you. We're at the lake this weekend with our closest friends of 15-ish years, maybe more, and we decided to grab life by the horns tonight and skinny dip in the lake to the background song Paper Planes by EMMYS. And I just must recommend for anyone who's feeling down or needs a little boost before the summer gets started. Anyways, we love you, girl. Cheers to living the best life ever. Absolutely yes to skinny dipping. Woo! Woo! Love you, girl. Love you, Heather.
First of all, that is the most wholesome voicemail. We were skinny dipping at the lake listening to EMMYS. And I love that song. I get high like paper, what is it? I'm high like paper, get fly like planes. EMMYS, I don't know what happened to her. I don't know where she went. No, I don't know. Let's see. Where is EMMYS? And if you don't know EMMYS, rapper. Where is she? Well, you know that her name is missing in action, of course. But let's see. Where did she go? What has she been up to? Okay, I'm not getting an update. So literally, she is missing in action. Great point. So she, EMMYS, some of the best albums ever. But I love this. I love that the girls went skinny dipping. You felt the cool rush of that muddy lake water right on your labias, and you had a good time. And I love that. God, there's no better nostalgic feeling than in the summer when you'd go down to the dock and you'd bring your boom box and you'd, get out that giant zippered binder full of CDs, and every time you wanted to change the CD in the boom box, you had to get out and dry your hands off with a towel, because then you couldn't get the scratches on the CD. There was nothing better than that. There was nothing better than that. I'm glad you girls are having fun. I will say I did not hear an invite. I know you guys are like, yeah, come hang. But like, I rarely get invited to lakes. I get invited to plenty of weddings, luncheons, charity events. But I have said this many times. The lack of lake house invitations I get is alarming, jarring, upsetting, confusing. I would really love some lake house invites. Will I get in the water? Only unless it's North Carolina or North Georgia. Some of y'all going out to some of these lakes, you really love that murky water. And I know why it's murky in the state of Georgia, because it's red clay bottom. So it's not really dirty. It's just got a clay bottom. Regardless, though, I'd love an invite to Lake Tahoe. Haven't received one. But I would love to go skinny dipping with some gals in a lake. And guess what? Maybe when all of our husbands die, that's what we'll do. We'll all have a compound on a lake, and we can play as much 2005 rap music from obscure female artists who we don't know if we need to do a wellness check on. And we will live our fucking lives. I love that. I heard the zeal in your voices. Just, you're all so excited. And you got a little taste of summer, and that's a beautiful thing. And also, you just said, you're friends for 15 years, which makes me want to go back to our caller that just chimed in. The more I'm sitting here thinking about it, this 27-year friendship, and then all of a sudden your friend's just not talking to you, I think we got to revisit that one. I still think she pretends she wins the lotto and just ghosts this bitch, but I do think she tries to have a conversation with her first. Oh, that's all I'm saying. Anywho, that's all I'm saying. But I love it. A night at the lake, and you drink Bud Light, and you'd be in the water, and you didn't know if a critter was going to get you, but you didn't care. And you had to walk back up to the lake house up those slippery steps, kind of a little bit through the pine straw in the woods, and you were going to get bit by a spider, but you didn't care. Because life was good. It's the middle of May. That Georgia heat's rolled in. And maybe you got bit by a water moccasin right there on the tush, but you didn't care because you're with your girls and you're getting high like paper, get fly like planes. It's a beautiful thing. But remember, when it comes to planes, watch out for those Boeings. Y'all, I feel like we've really accomplished a lot this episode. We've realized how to fix the world's problems. And I there are some days where I wonder why the UN or just governments in general don't ask me for more of my input. But I guess, if they were smart, they'd let a Senate intern, listen to my podcast and might be able to figure out how to solve the world's problems. I love you. I mean it. I'm very excited for all the podcasting we're going to be doing this summer. And I, can't wait to hear from more of y'all. Always call into the hotline, 800-213-7503. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. Ciao, Bella. Arrivederci.